make sure that the horse is focused on us. And basically what we do at first is we do what's called checking in, which is to make sure that, to see where your horse is, where his head is. So what we'll do, for example, right in the beginning, is I'll use this stick all over the horse's body. And because that's where you can see if the horse gets a fright from this stick touching him all over his body, you know that you shouldn't be riding the horse, because the horse's mind is somewhere else, and that makes them very dangerous to ride. So when I'm confident that I can do this all over the horse's body with my stick, then I'm confident that this horse is calm, he's present, you know, he's not going to run away at the slightest thing. So then what I do is we make sure that the horse is flexible, what we call the horse yields to you. Now there's different kinds of yields. There's yielding with the hindquarters, yielding with the front, and then there's also the neck yield. Now the neck yield looks like this. Stand next to the horse, get a feel on the rope, and ask the horse to bend its neck towards you. I don't know if you can get that. I'll do it again. Cool. Now that exercise shows that the horse is willing to give his head to you, which is a neck yield, which means the horse is saying, my mind and my thinking is with you. It's not over there somewhere. Because if anything happens while you're riding the horse and their mind goes away from you, that's when they become dangerous. So this exercise ensures that the horse is willing to say, my mind is with you, I'm with you, I'm focused on what we are doing together. Then what we do is we check whether we're able to direct and move the horse's hindquarters. So what I'll do is I'll ask the horse just to move his hindquarters. This is to ensure that when I'm riding the horse, same as giving of the head, if I'm in a situation where I need to move the hindquarters of the horse, I must know that I'm able to direct his hindquarters. The same with the front. All we do is we ask I'm just asking the front of the horse to move. So that's basically how we check in. We can also do stuff like environmentals. Is the horse comfortable with this? If a lion jumps out of the bushes, what is the horse going to do? Although that's quite an extreme example. Now this shows you that he reacted to that, which means that this is, for example, what we call a low energy. This would be a high energy. He's not comfortable with high energy. So I know that if anything happens while I'm riding this horse of high energy, in other words, something jumps out of the bushes, he's going to most likely run away with me. But because he's still learning, it's okay, because I know that we're working through that, and then I just carry on. So what I do is I carry on with the same exercise. The rest of my body is saying, there's nothing to stress about actually, it's just a rope. Until he realizes that this flicking rope is not going to kill him. And then I just wait for him to stand still. My focus is elsewhere, so I'm taking the seriousness out of the situation, which is useful because if anything happens while I'm riding this horse, I must be able to calm him down. So he must learn from me that this is nothing. And that's exactly what he's done now. He's gone, well, okay, it's actually nothing to worry about. So I must be able to check, keeping my rhythm the same. While you're working the horse, you keep the rhythm the same. I must be able to flick the rope over him. And he must be okay with that. Good boy. Good boy. If at any stage he gets a fright, then I know that if I'm riding the horse and a piece of grass hooks itself around the horse's leg, like that, then he's not going to be, is the horse going to be comfortable with it or not? So we're basically, by doing this groundwork, we are preparing the horse to be ridden. Because now the next stage is, I'm going to put the horse on the lunge. which means I want to now see the horse. Now he's doing all of the standing still. Can I get the horse moving in a walk and a trot around a circle to see what are his energy levels like? Is he focused? Can I direct the energy? Can I ask him to walk and then trot and back to a walk? If a horse, if I put him out on a line now and he takes off, then I know what could happen if I get on his back. That he's going to most likely take off at the smallest. I'm going to ask him to go in a circle. Now this horse has a tendency of being quite lazy. So as you can see, I'm having to use the rope quite a bit, especially in the beginning, because if you don't ask, he doesn't do anything. So I'm just asking, and then once he gets walking, I'm going to start asking him for a faster walk. If necessary, I shorten my rope until I get mine. So there was an example of, I asked him for a faster walk, and the action of me asking stressed him, so he went into a trot. And I immediately said to him, no, that's not what I'm asking for, and he came back to a walk, which means that I have control over his speed. Okay. This is what I want, nice fast walk. Asking him to go into a trot, I should only be asking a few times. This is where you get your ridden work fine-tuned on the ground before you even get on. You've got to be able to ask for flexion, for the horse to move his hindquarters. Now I'm asking him to walk and trot even before I get on. I know that the horse is focused. He's not running away. Now I'm going to ask him to change direction, which I'll show you when we go around. And up, up. Stare at him. Horses, when they work in a group, the group leader or herd leader will always look ahead. So that's why I'm looking ahead of us and not focusing on him unless I'm checking to see what kind of movement he's giving. So I look over there. When I ask him to stop, he stops.